Welcome, Abnormal Investigations. Good to see y'all again. Don't forget, tomorrow night, going to be doing a boots on the ground, kind of a camp style. Going to go to a camping spot actually this time where some people's had some encounters and some vocalizations. And I'm going to sit there and act like I'm kind of camping for the evening or going to eat something. I may even bring something to eat just to try to see if I can entice something in. And we'll see if we can get some noises or something to come up to us like we're, sitting there camping. A lot more encounters seem to happen when you're not out actually hunting them. So we're gonna test that theory tomorrow night, 8:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. We got a pretty good encounter sent in today, guys. I'm going to share with you guys. I think you're going to really enjoy it. But most of all, and most important right now, don't cost a thing. Smack that like button and smack that troll right in the head. Every time you smack that like button, guys, you smack a troll in the head because they hate it. Trust me. We know for sure. Mike, we were so excited that we had purchased a home. We bought a beautiful home in the country in Kansas. It was a beautiful home. It rested right on a creek in the middle of nowhere. You couldn't have asked for a more rustic, beautiful home. It needed work, but it was so cozy. One evening I decided to venture down to the creek, my trusty 410 shotgun by my side that my dad had bought me when I was just a teenager. The creek's gentle gurgle beckoned me to explore its tranquil surroundings. On our side, the creek's edge dropped off sharply while the opposite bank rose steeply, shrouded in a tangle of woods. As I wandered along the water's edge, my gaze landed on a massive hill, its slope punctured by a dark opening. The hill's sheer size and mysterious hole sparked my curiosity. Could this be a cave? As I approached the hole, I heard a low, menacing growl from within the hole. My first thought was that a coyote had made its den inside. Without hesitation, I did what I would later regret. I fired a single shot into the opening of the hole. The blast echoed off the hills, and the growling ceased. For a moment, there was silence. Then a chorus of snarls and screeches erupted from the depths of the hole, sending shivers down my spine. I realized, too late, that I had made a grave mistake. Whatever was inside, it wasn't a coyote, and now it was angry. I sprinted back to the house, my heart racing with every step. I knew my 410 shotgun was no match for whatever was emerging from that hole. I burst through the front door, slamming it shut behind me. My wife, startled by the frantic entrance, asked what was wrong. I recounted the events by the creek, expecting her to share my alarm. Instead, she scolded me for shooting into the hole, concerned about the welfare of an unknown animal, and getting on to me for trespassing on its territory. I couldn't blame her, but I knew I had to warn her. Whatever was in that hole, it wasn't normal, and it was coming for us. I just had that feeling. That night I was jolted awake by a chilling, scratching sound outside. It started as a low scrape, then intensified into a frenzied clawing at the walls. My wife stirred beside me, asking what was wrong. She was groggily, almost still asleep. I crept to the window and peeked outside, my heart sinking. In the moonlight, in the front yard, 5 pairs of glowing eyes stared back at me. Effin' werewolves. Their bodies a blur of fur and shadow stood, frozen, as if waiting for something. One of them, larger than the others, locked its eyes with me and raised a clawed hand, pointing directly at me in the upstairs window. I felt a jolt of terror as the pack suddenly dispersed, vanishing into the darkness around the house. I knew we were surrounded, and I had a feeling they were just getting started for the night. The werewolves now, a frenzied horde, assaulted our home with savage ferocity. Fists pounding against the walls, claws scraping at the windows and shoulders crashed against the doors. The house was under siege. The house shuddered and creaked under the onslaught, threatening to collapse at any moment, it sounded like. My wife and I huddled together, praying that the doors would hold, that the locks would keep the beasts at bay. The noise was deafening. A bunch of snarls and growls like I'd never heard before, and splintering wood. I thought of my shotgun. I still loaded from the earlier encounter, but then it seemed pitifully inadequate against the snarling tide. We were trapped, and these creatures were not small. I locked the bedroom door, trying to create a barrier between us and the chaos outside. I grabbed my 30-30 rifle, figuring it would be the best choice and the best and only choice I had, trying to calm my racing heart. But before I could even aim, my wife's scream pierced the air. I spun around and my blood ran cold. A werewolf, its eyes blazing with feral intensity, was perched outside our window, its claws digging into the siding. It had climbed the side of our house and was hanging from our window, looking through it at us. It was looking right at us. Its hot breath fogging the glass. Pounding started on the creature, started banging its fists and smashing them against our window pane, threatening to shatter it at any moment. I raised the rifle, my finger on the trigger, but before I could fire, the werewolf suddenly dropped out of sight, vanishing into the darkness. The silence was oppressive, heavy with anticipation. What was it waiting for? The silence that followed was unnerving, as if werewolves were waiting for us to let our guard down. But we didn't dare move, didn't dare make a sound. The rest of the night was an eternity, our hearts heavy with fear. When dawn finally broke, we cautiously emerged to survey the damage. Claw marks scarred the walls of our home, the windows and the doors. The stench of urine hung heavy in the air, a pungent reminder of the terror we'd faced. They had urinated all over the house and all over the doors. We knew then that we couldn't stay. We couldn't risk another night like that. So we packed our bags and we moved in with my mother-in-law, grateful for her warm and welcoming home. The old house, once full of promise, now stands empty, Mike, a haunted monument to our fear. We've put it on the market, hoping to escape the memories that linger within its walls. I know some might call me a coward for not seeking help, for not fighting back, but I know what I saw and what I felt, and I know that sometimes the bravest thing to do is to run when you know you're outmatched by these crazy beasts of the woods. But me and my wife, we still argue nightly. She thinks that I should tell the new homeowners what happened and what's out there, but I told her if we do that, it won't sell. What is your opinion? Wow, put me on the spot. I would tell the people. There's a lot of people, believe it or not, that will buy the home just because of the encounter that you had and because of what's going on. I would be open so that a family didn't buy it unexpectedly and then have children or something that may end up, because we know what they do with children. So yeah, I would be truthful and let the people know what's going on. You'll be surprised at the people that will probably even try to buy it because of what happened. I would look at sites, supernatural sites in your state, and maybe even post it on there for sale, and you'll probably be surprised at the amount of people that'll want to buy it. Pretty interesting that you saw a pack of them attack your house. I would say that when you shot into that cave, you probably didn't hit any of them. The cave probably drops down, but you probably startled them and probably PO'd them pretty good. And they probably came back because you shot into their home, so they attacked your home, I believe is probably what happened. Would they come back to your home? It's hard to say, but I would say probably so. Now that they're angry with you, they would probably torment you and pester you, and probably would never stop, and especially having the cornfields around your house when summer would be thick, as it probably is right now, would probably be even worse. So I hope the best for you. Thank you everybody for listening. Don't forget, punch that troll in the nose at the end of this, slap that like button, and don't forget, keep your head on a swivel, don't be something's dinner, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless, guys.